What is going on, guys? You already know what it is. Kai Beam Podcast, episode one of season two. You know what I'm saying? Everything is changed a little bit. We got myself, Kai Beam, of course. We actually got Widdy here. Like it's been a fucking while since he's been on here. We've got Mr. Elusive, of course, and we got Gomdo. And
That's right.
yeah, man. Everything has come together. Some things has changed. And we just hope you enjoyed the show so far. So,
Why don't you just
you would
talk
say,
about what we plan on doing for changes for the podcast compared to the first season?
yeah, basically, well, I actually don't really know. Like, why don't you just refresh my mind because you know, like I told these guys over here, and I may get
Nah,
into it.
he's been having some really
Yeah,
anime
it's
style
been
fucking moving right
It's
now.
it's
he's
been
moving,
rough.
so he's kind of tired.
His mind is somewhere else.
It's been
Yeah.
rough. I'm not
Basically, the
gonna lie.
plan of it is like we're gonna have like a new sort of screen, kind of make it a little bit more homey, so the audience can kind of feel like they're at home. I'm not gonna really go into detail as far as what that looks like yet, but just think kind of Dragon Ball theme. But as far as that goes, yeah, kind of the same topics. A little bit of a twist to it. I mean, at least for me, I'm gonna definitely choose things that are more like real life situated things instead of just like anime and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're not gonna like. I think we kind of talked about it off air too. Like, we're not gonna like try to overload on topics either because, shoot, that podcast we had where we were just like going off on tangents the entire time. That was like super organic, right? So it was super dope. So yeah, we're not
We're
gonna
just
stress too
we're
much
just
about
gonna talk about shit that we love and just have a fun conversation, instead of
exactly,
just yeah.
exactly.
Definitely missed Widdy over here. He's been stuck in Sector Alpha 9 and Destiny. So we finally got him
Yeah,
back.
wait a sec. Yeah, nobody said this was the first episode of the new season either.
Yeah,
He was
because
stuck in
yeah,
the
bro.
Ishtar Collective region.
I was there for like the first episode of season 1, and then I was out for.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like you left and never came back. It was like, damn.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Yeah, you pulled a Goku, just bye. But yeah, man, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. We got a couple of topics today, and then if tangents happen, they happen.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about. What if. We're gonna be talking about this conversation about how the gender gap between men and women in college is going down. Uh, I'm not sure if you guys seen Venom, or I know Beam has, but yeah, we'll
I
talk
was
about
gonna,
that too.
ask that. Yeah, if you had,
Yeah. So
um,
yeah, stay tuned, you guys. But yeah, I want to start off with what if.
yeah, I'm down. So, the what if episode, I think, besides the Doctor Strange one, this one was probably my favorite because, like we were saying before, we said it last podcast, whenever that was, like a couple weeks ago. Um, yeah, some of the episodes have been really safe and not really adventurous, and I felt like with this one it kind of gave me the feeling like with the Doctor Strange episode. It was just like, yikes. Like, you're seeing Ultron at basically his most powerful, and then he wins, and I just thought it was hilarious too. He kills everyone. Thanos comes through like the badass that we think he is, and he's like, nope, immediately eviscerate. I was just like,
completely bisected to the point to where it's just like there's no inside to him at all. It's just like he looked like he was part marshmallow.
Yeah.
That just shows you like the idea of how like if characters have like potential, right? But if they don't like get to the point where they can like explore that full potential, is what this episode was pretty much showing.
Exactly.
It's kind of weird though how they do it, and like I always will have gripe against Marvel's What If, because to be honest, I think this is Marvel's most laziest show that they've done, like
It is.
animated wide, because of the fact that they bring the same character models without actually like going to detail. Because when Thanos pulled up, right, so everyone's dead, including Gamora, and the reason why I bring that up is because he has the Soul Stone without sacrificing Gamora at all.
So
Has all
Nebula
these
is
Infinity Stones.
who got
Well,
killed.
yeah, people assume that it's Nebula, but if you're thinking this is Guardians 2, then like probably like yeah, she's probably got sacrificed. But it's just kind of weird how they kind of lazily slapped everything together.
Yeah, and they do have like even Emergency Awesome brought it up, which it doesn't bother me too much, is the fact that there's some inconsistencies because like you take for instance Ultron when he's fighting the Watcher, which that whole battle was fucking sick actually because it's like you got to see what the Watcher can actually do. That nigga's powerful as shit. But yeah, there was an inconsistency there. Ultron's not supposed to be able to use his Infinity Stones between universes. It should only be working
Well,
within his.
did they actually establish that in one of
I
the?
think
Because I don't.
Not
it was
it's in Loki, not
yeah,
Well,
in
no,
no.
they said that in the TVA the stones don't work inside that realm, but they didn't. I don't think they actually said that they don't
but
work in the other
in the other universes.
universes or timelines. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they ever said that, but
Yeah. I
it
mean, I guess you could say it was implied, but I guess technically you could say
but
it
no,
hasn't
it's
been.
other Infinity Stones are not supposed to work in other universes because I remember back in the day when they did that DC Marvel crossover shit, and there was like a fully kit out Infinity Gauntlet, and it ended up in like the DC universe, and Darkseid picked that shit up. He felt the power in it, but he just couldn't use it, so he just tossed that shit like garbage.
Well, that's
And
like that's DC though. You're going into like a whole
so
different
I
realm.
mean, yeah,
I
so
mean,
it's like a different
it's still.
universe technically.
I'm pretty sure in the comics, not even just aside from that, they've established that.
Like,
Which
yeah,
I mean, the MCU doesn't always take shit from the comics. Matter of fact, the comics take shit from the MCU, from what I understand.
Pretty much.
So
I mean, the Infinity Stones were originally called Infinity Gems. Like that's just how different it is compared to like the actual MCU. But I don't
right.
know. It is weird that like he had that ability to do that. Like this dude pulled a Galactus. He ate a universe. Like
Yeah, he was more powerful than Galactus at that point. Like Galactus
he
ate
bit the entire
planets.
friggin' yeah. Galactus
This
only
nigga,
ate planets, but he
this
just
nigga
bit
ate
the entire
the
universe.
universe.
yeah,
Even the Watch was like, oh my god.
yeah.
He gotta talk about who said that. Then he turned around. He's like, "Oh, you're not supposed to be able to." He just got punched right in the face. He's gonna even end his sentence.
I
Yeah.
mean, just the Watcher himself is just like I don't know. He has the ability to see everything, but he's still surprised. Like he was just like he's like
Right.
talking. He's talking. He did the same shit to Doctor Strange. He didn't learn his lesson that hey, maybe I should shut the fuck up if I'm near a person who has basically omnipotent powers. And he's talking. He's like, yeah, perhaps this is just a terrible universe. Ultron said, "Nigga, who said that?" And then when he found out, he was just like, "Oh God," he said, "I was close. I almost could have, fucked up the whole multiverse." And he said,
Yeah.
"No, I'm here, nigga." He said, "Oh shit!" Like
Yeah, that shit
close
was
the door.
that shit was funny, and I do like how Evil Doctor Strange is like, yeah, nigga, I want to hear you say it. He's like, all right, yeah, I fucked up. He's like, yeah, you did. Let's go. Like,
Kind of everyone like a little bit kind of fucked up. I mean, I just don't understand how Thor died. Somehow Captain America's shield busted by other vibranium, which doesn't make any sense because this version of Vision or Ultron is so strong he's able to cut through eerie metal. You know how strong that shit is? That's what actually broke Captain America's shield in Endgame.
right.
Yeah, he just cut off he like cut off his fingers and said, "Yeah, these gems are mine." Like there's some wild inconsistencies. I loved how Hawkeye just for some reason just was so depressed that he said, "You know what?
He
I'm
just
tired of
I'm
fighting,"
gonna
and
kill
just
myself.
killed himself.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I guess it was implied that his like whole entire family just got
No, everybody was dead.
nuked
They
to
basically
oblivion.
were the only two people left on the planet.
Yeah, that shit
Trying
was
to,
funny
yeah.
because this nigga was just like, I'm told you, I'm tired. I'm
Yeah.
tired.
Like you know what? You know you could have actually made things a lot better if you had you not die. Like I don't know what Marvel has in mind when they're just like, you know what? We need to move the plot along. So Vision, you kill yourself. Hawkeye, you kill yourself. Like obviously they did that as like an
Oh,
homage to like Endgame, so they can
yeah.
show like you know what happens if Hawkeye had thrown himself over the cliff. But that was so stupid. The way he did, he just said, "I'm tired, Nat." Yeah, like
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, yeah, I can't even lie. That shit was like, and then you know what was funny was her delayed reaction. She was like, "Yeah, he's still alive, right?" And then she looked at you. She was like, "No."
yeah, you're a one armed compadre right here that's was so depressed that he didn't even crack a joke. Like Black Widow was cracking more jokes than actually Clint Barton because he
Yeah,
was
and then
just
he
like,
like,
man, I lost my kids, my wife, my arm.
My
Yeah,
name is
might as
Francis.
well just been Ronin, nigga. Just go around, just go around killing random robots. Take your anger out on or something.
Yeah, it's just like weird because the thing is, like, if that's the case, you could have. Why wasn't Hawkeye? I mean, he kind of was like that. He was ready to sacrifice himself, but he was willing to do that because of the sins that he like of being Ronin and killing people. Like, he didn't just all of a sudden decide, you know what, man, my family got snapped. All right, well, me too. Yeah, bow, and just done. Like, no, he didn't do that. He was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go on this like little vendetta spree. You know, cut up a couple yakuzas, and yeah, let's keep it pushing. But I don't know. Here it's just different.
Yeah, yeah. I do hope for season 2 I know they've said that they're gonna incorporate a lot more characters, so there's gonna be like Eternals in there, and then like characters in movies that are coming out soon. So it'll be interesting to see like how they kind of twist things around, and hopefully they get a little bit more adventurous, because a lot of some of the episodes were really like, and then others were better, like the Doctor Strange episode was a standout for sure. But yeah, I hope they get a little bit more adventurous for sure. And then, there's a lot. I guess we can go into because we're already talking about Marvel shit. None of you guys really saw Venom. But I wanted to
Oh,
talk.
Widdy, did you see Venom at all? Or
No, we haven't been out to watch anything lately.
oh, I mean, do you want to spoil it, or do you care about spoilers?
I'm not sure if Alyssa would want to go to it, so go ahead.
Okay,
Okay.
go for it, Beam.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. If you haven't seen the movie yet, just click off or click ahead. But yeah, yeah, it's a tough thing, man, because it's just like I want to say I like this movie, and it's not like it's shit, but there was just certain aspects of it where it's just like, why the fuck did you do that? Because it's just like I'm just gonna start by saying, for one, I thought they weren't gonna kill Carnage, and they actually fucking did, which is like, why?
It's pretty dumb.
Why? Yeah, why would you do that? Like the way he died too was kind of like literally what I'm gonna jump around, but basically what happened in the final fight, right? Venom got his fucking shit trashed, and then the only way that they ended up actually winning, which there was a lot of conveniences in this movie too, by the way. Like the shit with Streak and Cletus, and then the shit with Cletus and Carnage, like they basically kind of shat on Carnage's character, because like as far as I understand, Carnage is supposed to be like more in sync, or Cletus is supposed to be more in sync with his symbiote, more so than even fucking Venom and Eddie. But they had in here where, oh, Cletus is in love with Streak, and fucking Carnage doesn't care who he kills, so oh no, Carnage, because Streak makes sound blasts or some shit, like he's threatened to kill her, so that's created some sort of like division between him and Carnage. I was like, why? Yeah, it was just like there's just certain aspects, like I don't want to shit on the movie, because like I'm not, like I said, for one, I will praise in the fact that the CGI 100 times better. Andy Serkis did his fucking thing, because if you go back to the first Venom movie, by God, the CGI in that shit trash compared to this one,
Andy
especially the
Serkis is
fight
like the
scenes.
master of like those
Yeah,
CGs and like
CGI. So I gotta give him
motion
props.
cap.
I gotta give him his fucking props, because
That's
when
yeah.
when the fights were going on, flawless. You could see what was going on. You see who was attacking who. The shit was cool. But it was just the story aspects, man. Venom was fine, that you already know, they understand the banter they're going for. Unfortunately, because they don't want to do fucking rated R, which I've seen a lot of people talk about this, man, cut it out with the PG-13 shit, man. We're at this point where we've seen successful movies and franchises happen when they're rated R. Just to name a few, we've heard this before. Logan and Deadpool, which, by the way, Marvel is allowing Deadpool to stay rated R. So yeah, Sony, it's in association now, because a big thing that happened during this movie, which I will say I am excited for, is the fact that Venom is now in the MCU. There was an end credit scene. Eddie and Venom, they go on the run because they're basically wanted criminals at this point, because not only did you kill Carnage, you also, like, they also ate Cletus Cassidy, which, like I said, I just don't like
Ugh.
why they fucking did that. Like, bro, and it's just crazy. I can think of better ideas for a story than the fucking people that made the movie, because it's just like, listen to this. Here's how they end up entering the MCU. Venom and Eddie are off on some like vacation base. They're just like off out in some country somewhere because, like I said, they're wanted. They're in this hotel room. They're watching telenovelas type shit on the TV, and they're just chilling. And Venom is basically like going on about how like he has like this hive knowledge, and they basically do a teaser towards Null, basically. So that'll happen eventually, like everyone thought it would, right? But he starts sharing so with Eddie, and they basically phase through realities, but they didn't know that happened. So they phase through and end up in the MCU reality. And when they're in the room, they see Spider-Man on TV, and that's when Venom is like, that guy. Even though he doesn't know him, Venom is like, I want to fight this guy, right? So you already know what they're teeing up for. But I just thought it was just fucking dumb. Why wouldn't you just have Cletus also face the realities? You didn't even have to kill this nigga. You could have done what they did in the movie where they separated Carnage and Cletus, because when it was happening, Venom eats Carnage, like legit eats the symbiote, which why? And then like I said, he also eats Cletus. What you could have done was both him and Eddie phase the realities, and then Carnage ends up finding Cletus again, and you have to fight him with Spider-Man, because that's literally the whole thing of like their characters, man. It's like Carnage is supposed to be this guy that's just an unbeatable force. You literally need Spider-Man and Venom to like team up to fight this guy. So you're trying to tell me that Venom was enough to? I don't buy it. I don't.
I think what, because in the Ultimate Universe, how Venom became whole and got his spider insignia is because Carnage came from Peter, like the Carnage
Right, and I remember
symbiote,
that.
because
I
because of
remember
his blood,
that.
and like whenever he basically absorbed or ate that version of Carnage, that's how he got it, because he essentially had Spider-Man's like actual blood in him. Because symbiote mimics people's abilities, whoever has them, but like he pretty much just had a way more like potent version of it. I don't know if like because they could bring Carnage back. They can't do Cletus though. That shit's done. I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just whack. Like it's just like, I mean, I guess the whole Cletus angle, like they just wanted to be done with it. But you are right. Probably they will bring Carnage back at some point. It just won't be Cletus Cassidy. But it's just like the most prominent user of Carnage is Cletus. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
yeah.
it's just dumb.
Well, they kind of did
You
the
know?
thing now where it's like the Carnage symbiote is kind of, especially there's this big Spider-Man event in the comics where it was like
Yeah.
Carnage took over the world. Because a really cool character that I didn't see coming was Red Goblin. That nigga tight, like that shit.
Yeah.
This man, he's red.
Goblin.
He's fucking flying. He don't even laugh no more. He just killing. It's over. He's smoking your pack, my guy. And
Yeah.
like no, I mean they could retroactive that because the MCU is very good at you know, retconning things that actually make sense. I mean they did it with Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi. Uh they could bring Carnage back, then all of a sudden it came from Peter Parker, because we all know like Peter's gonna get the symbiote soon. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure too Venom is gonna show up in the No Way Home movie, because that's pretty much a scene. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna turn that into a scene in home or not homecoming, No Way Home.
Yeah, I could see it. And if it is true that what everyone's thinking is that he's going to be one of the villains for the Sinister Six that they're setting up in there, it would make sense. It would make sense for sure. Because, like I said, he's literally in the MCU now. So it's like, I was not expecting that at all. Like, there were rumors that was what the end credit scene was, but to actually see it happen, it's
That
like,
is very surreal. Like I'm like
it's like,
thinking about it,
holy
I was
shit.
like, oh my god, like he's right there. He's
Yeah.
right. Because but I kind of wonder though, like what are they gonna do to make Venom? That's gonna convince Venom to, or convince Eddie to let Venom fight him, because Eddie, he's not like an anti-hero like that. Like he's kind of a piece of shit, yeah, like on some Mike Tyson shit, but he's not gonna be like, all right, let's just go ahead and kill this kid. Like,
Yeah, I feel like what they're probably going to go for is probably, I don't even think it'll be like up to Eddie, because like they have established like in this movie like when they're out of sync, like sometimes Venom can like completely take over Eddie without like any control, basically. Like and
Yeah.
Eddie just kind of takes like a backseat. So like I'm pretty sure what's probably gonna end up happening is like Venom's gonna force them to fight Spider-Man, and then he's gonna like see like that Spider-Man is like way more powerful than like whatever Eddie could do. So then that'll like force Venom to like leave Eddie temporarily, which I know like in the comics it was like different, like Venom and Eddie both shared a hatred for Spider-Man, which is why they're always attacking him. Maybe that's how it starts, is the fact that Eddie felt more so betrayed by Venom, but also angry at Spider-Man. Like, this nigga just took my symbiote from me. And then when they come back, because obviously Spider-Man's not gonna keep Venom. Like, Venom likes to eat people. He's not gonna be for that. He's a hero. So like when he casts Venom off, Venom's then they regroup. They're like, we hate this nigga. Like, fucking kill him. So
Probably. I don't know, because
so
they turned Venom into an anti-hero now in the comics. So like
right.
he's
Yeah, he's more
he'll
of a hero
probably
now.
yeah, they probably make him be like, okay, you know what? I hated your guts despite the fact that I'm an adult and you're a kid. Like we can work together because like yeah, that's the one thing that kind of makes it a little less believable if like he just started hating him. Like I can't imagine
That
being a
is true. That is
35-year-old
true.
man and be like, you know what? I hate this little kid, and I can't get past it. Like you're weird, bro. Like
That is true. That is true.
I don't
Because
know.
the age gap is there, at
The
least for
age gap
now.
is huge because
Yeah.
like every version of Eddie Brock, when it came to Spider-Man, the reason why they connected is either A, the Daily Bugle, or B, they had it to where they were science partners and they knew each other's parents because that's how it happened in the Ultimate Universe. But
Right. Right.
who knows? I mean, yeah, who knows? There's a oh wow, McAvoy's possibly returning for Professor X.
Yeah. That news kind of broke. Like, it's been rumors for a long time. We've been hearing things about who Scarlet Witch is gonna fight and potential cameos. And I remember too. I think Rob from Comics Explained was actually talking about it. How actually they wanted to get Hugh Jackman to come back as Wolverine, and she
He's
was.
not gonna. Why do
Yeah.
people keep saying that? He's
Uh,
54
no, no,
years old. He is
no,
not
no.
coming
Like
back.
apparently, like they actually like not anyone like on the internet, but like they actually tried to get him to come back
No,
for the
no, I
movie.
know, but the thing is, though, is he's done as Wolverine. He's
Yeah,
officially done because of the fact that he's 54 years old. He likes to work out, but the reason why he said that he's not going to be Wolverine anymore, despite the fact what Seinfeld told him, is the fact that it's hard for him to keep that up. Like this
right.
dude is putting on so much weight, like muscle, that it's a very hard thing to do. And I don't like the fact that people are like, yeah, we should still try to get Hugh Jack. Why? He's dead. He's worm food. Like,
Yeah,
and then it makes it even more inconsistent if you bring him back. I mean, the whole timeline is fucked, anyways.
yeah. I mean, they could pick and choose. Like, I'd be fine with just a cameo. I'm not saying you have to bring him back, but it would be cool to just see him in like passing. Like, oh, what the fuck was that? He just moves on like some shit. That would be dope. But yeah, it's at this point. Yeah, you just set up the X-Men, get a new Wolverine, and get someone young, someone we don't know, and let them make Wolverine their own thing, like their own legacy type shit. That would be cool.
Only way he's coming back is through Secret Wars. That's the
Yeah,
only way he can come back.
Secret Wars for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Deadpool.
No, because Ryan Reynolds tried to get him to do the
So I mean, if
Deadpool
if
3.
if they were actually like trying to make him come back, and he actually did agree to come back, Deadpool is like the easiest access point for him to come through anyway.
No, I
'Cause-
know because like Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have an actual friendship, and like they always troll each other too. And Ryan Reynolds, when he was trying to campaign for his Deadpool 3 before the merger, he was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get Hugh Jackman to join, but he's being a fuckface right now. So come on and
Yeah, because
join, mate."
I remember when they were talking about that proposed story for Deadpool 3, and I was like, man, that shit would have been really cool.
That shit would be tight because he was like saying how he wanted, if he was gonna do it was that he was gonna use the whole time machine thing from the Cable from the second movie, yank Wolverine out of that timeline, make him an outfit or something because he wanted it to be comic accurate because he wanted to make Hugh Jackman wear the cowl, and I was like, bro, that shit's wild.
That would have been dope, man.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. What can you do?
Yeah, but real quick, I just want to talk about Star Wars Visions. It's a really, really good anthology. I'm not sure if you saw it, but it's like Love, Death, and Robot, but just Star Wars and anime. It's a couple episodes that are like kind of but Studio Trigger, who me and Widdy like know their work. Like they did some fire episodes. Widdy, whenever you watch that shit, you're gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah, I can tell even from like the trailer bits. Like when I can tell that's Studio Trigger, I can tell that's already gonna be so good.
Yeah.
I heard like the best way to watch it is not to like binge watch it, instead just watch it one episode at a time.
Now, whoever said that is foolish because it's only 9 minutes. Like, I don't know why people would say that.
For real?
Who the fuck said that? Yeah, no, because they're only anthology series because it's like a small animation project because they're short stories. But I did hear that they were saying that if an episode is like very popular, it could turn into a full show. And I think wait.
Studio Trigger's gonna, like, if any of them are probably gonna get it, it's gonna be Studio Trigger.
Probably, because I will say there's this one episode. I'm not sure if they did do this part, but it was the twins and the elder. But there's this one anthology episode that they did called The Elder and the Twins. And those might get a TV show, one of those two, and the other one might be the Ninth Jedi, because that shit that was probably my favorite episode because of the fact that they had this girl. She's powerful in the Force, but her dad made these lightsabers, and lightsabers are illegal to make because like the Empire kind of rose back even after Episode 9, because it's been basically like 700 years later or so, and he made these lightsabers that are affected by like how connected you are to the Force. Like if you're in the dark side, yeah, the lightsabers turn red, but if you're like a Jedi, then they turn green or something.
That's tight.
And I don't want to spoil it, but like, yeah, they have this whole setup right here where she's like looking for other Jedi with like a ragtag team of other Jedis, and it's. The shit is cool, especially the Trigger one with the twins and the Elder. Like, God, I want more Star Wars anime because the shit's so original too.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Thing, though, with that or original ideas like that, it's just really like hard for them to like go dive into like too much storyline unless like they actually have like a project person who's gonna like make up entirety of new lores and shit. But
I mean, not obviously, really, because you could just pick and pull. Because that's the thing that I hate about Star Wars is because of the fact that they keep
trying to go back to the original trilogy,
Skywalker lineage.
Right? Nobody gives a shit about them. Is that like
this nigga lost his hand?
They're literally the reason the entire fucking universe is fucked up right now. So,
exactly, bro. I'm so tired of the Skywalker lineage. I don't like the fact that, his son lost his hand and he's trying to bring his dad. Like, okay, the original trilogy was fine. And then, you had Anakin Skywalker and they showed that. But when you bring that shit back from the sequel trilogy and you're trying to like, oh, he's connected. I'm Rey Skywalker. No one gives a fuck. Like, of course it's boring.
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
because there's a lot more to see in Star Wars. Or go ahead, Widdy.
I feel like in part because isn't that what the new trilogy did? They pretty much just kind of like backed up on the whole like Skywalker lineage, right?
Yeah,
they probably were just like, how do we get like the diehard fandom in? Well, the Skywalker lineage, like, oh yeah, it's like no, they didn't care about like forwarding the story, like making new bits, like expanding the tree out. They were like, oh shit, the last movie I guess didn't do so well, or like we don't really know where this is going. What can we fall back on?
No, that's literally what it was. Like, if you just look at the new trilogy as what it was, like what it is, it's like, yikes.
The insult to injury is the fact that they had the opportunity with Finn. Like, people talk about it, and I always feel bad for John Boyega because of the fact that he knows as much as everyone else that he was supposed to be the protagonist because he was force sensitive, and like the interesting factor about that is he would have been a stormtrooper who was powerful in the force, but they're like, yeah, no, we don't actually want him. We just want him to scream Ray all the time.
And you can tell like they threw his character to the side when pretty much they couldn't even tell where to put his ass and just keep fucking tossing him around and making him do random side quests and shit.
Man, they almost made this man commit suicide like in the second one. It was just like, okay.
It didn't even work either way because the fact that the one girl like crashed into him and they broke in regardless. So like he was pretty much trying to stop him. She was just like, I love you. And then they sent him to the Mocha Casino for God knows what. I honestly forgot.
That entire
that dude, that the trilogy sucked, but like that one in particular, what was it? The Last Jedi. Like that one was just so fucking dumb.
The both of them were insulting.
All of them was insulting.
Well, the first one had potential. I like that one way
more
than the second.
The first one had like it had a mystery of where can we go from here.
Damn. And then that's what I'm just saying. The Last Jedi, like I don't know what Rian Johnson was trying to do, man. Because like I vividly remember when they were promoting that movie, and it was just completely fucking left when it came out. Because I remember the promotions, they literally tried to play up this idea that Rey was gonna do this great Jedi thing. And that just wasn't the fucking case. Like it was
she technically did in the 8th one when she had the yellow lightsaber, but it's just like, man, it's just like, the amount of people that screamed in the theater when they asked her what her name was, because people wanted her to say Palpatine so that way she can erase the Palpatine like previous lineage to where like they're all evil and stuff. But she said Skywalker. They're like, you bitch. How dare you say that? And then you don't even show Adam Driver as a Force ghost. This man is just living oxygen.
Yeah, that whole thing was so fucking dumb.
So we were so close to getting rid of that name. Then it just came back and smacked her right in the face again.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. But definitely check out Star Wars Vision if you haven't. We kind of, man, it's been a while because of the fact that Beam had to move, because we're technically like a week behind, because it came out like a week or so ago. But one thing I want to ask you guys, do you like watching mukbang videos?
I used to.
What?
Mukbang, the videos where people eat a bunch of food right in front of you.
Like crazy amounts of food. Like you sit that and you're like, there's no way they can eat all that, and then they do.
I don't know what that is.
You gotta watch it. You gotta basically, it's basically what Widdy described. People are eating a lot of food and they're talking about whatever. They're talking about their taxes. They're talking about their pets. I don't know. Like they're basically just talking, eating. It's like it's designed to basically make the people who are watching it feel at home. I guess those people, I don't know.
It's like a weird ASMR type kind of thing.
But to me, I don't know. To me, it's sort of gross. But the reason why I bring this up is because there's like this guy named Nickocado Avocado, and he's basically killing himself. I mean, this nigga's going sicko mode on that, Travis Scott burger, because he's eating himself so bad that like he has to have, well, actually I think he's lying. There's this whole thing between Nickocado Avocado and Penguin Z0. I don't know if you guys know who that is either.
No.
Any of those two? Well, he's like a commentator. He does like commentary on stuff like that, and he did a video, and like I don't know what it is with people who like to watch mukbang videos. Like you like to see people destroy themselves from the inside out and eat this gross amount of food. Like, why do people enjoy content where people are just like essentially dying? He's gonna have a stroke if he keeps doing it in the next 5 years, if even that.
I have no idea. Like, yeah, I don't know the fascination with like watching people eat. Like, why? I'd just rather go eat if I was gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of weird, man.
No, the Nickocado dude, like for sure, is taking the whole scene like way too far, because most people who do the whole mukbang thing are like they eat a lot and then they go work out, or they go like they don't they like they have like a set day where they eat a lot and then they have to go work all that off, or there's this one foodie who does like timed. He tries to eat as much as he can, as fast as he can, but he's one of those trained like speed eaters.
Oh, Matt Stoney?
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's trained, to do this shit. And he's trained his stomach and he works out and he's skinny. Like, then you got people like the Nickocado dude who like started off as, in the scene when it was just small, and now that it's blown up and he's just milking it, but at the same time killing himself.
That's so crazy too that you mentioned it, because this dude started out, he was vegan. Now he's eating all this junk food and stuff. And actually, the last video that I saw that was connected to Penguin Z0 or Moist Critical was that he said, "I'm allergic to garlic," and then he bit into a garlic bread, and he just said, "Sometimes you just gotta have what you can't have." And then he coughed. Yeah, he coughed so hard that apparently his ribs started hurting. I'm telling you, no, this dude, I don't care about his health like that, because the fact he's doing to himself. This guy's like fat fuck, because he's just like, he's eating all this food. He's trying to make people believe that he has to be on an oxygen tank when he has a sleep apnea machine strapped to his face, and he's blaming the audience. You made me be like this. No, that's you.
So basically, this fool is trying to kill himself on camera and become famous for being a dumbass.
He's trying to claim clout because of the fact that he's trying to claim clout for eating, but then at the same time, he's blaming the audience for quote unquote making him do this.
Nobody makes you do anything.
That's what I'm saying. And it reminds me, and I'm glad again Widdy's here, because the fact that we had our old channel and our viewership was really high up there. At one point, it was so Dokkan infested that was what the audience technically wanted, but we didn't have to do what they wanted. That was the thing that a lot of content creators, for some reason, just can't put in their mind, that we don't have to do exactly what
eventually, if you move on to what you love, like, people will get come around to that shit. If people don't like what you're doing, they could leave. They got a lot of other shit to entertain them. You don't have to do what other people want you to do.
Exactly.
If you don't love what you're doing,
because I definitely feel that, because it's funny you bring that channel up, because there were points where I would do those Dokkan videos and I'd only do them just because I know that they're gonna get views. Like, it wasn't even fun. It wasn't even fun anymore.
It wasn't even fun anymore, but people wanted them. You know what? Fuck. If anyone knows us from our old channel and you were like, "Where's the Dokkan?" Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you and the shoes you walk in, because the fact that you constantly, people don't know what's best for them. Like, you want this stuff, but you know what? Like, it's not up to you.
Yeah.
It's not up to you. And people like Nickocado is placing blame on something that he's consciously doing. There's another channel where this guy is called like Superhuman something. You know what he does? He purposely jumps off a fucking table, does a front flip, and purposely lands on a microwave, a printer, box springs with the mattress all yanked out.
Is he trying to be a wrestler or something?
Yeah, he actually is. But the thing is, though, he's consciously aware of what he's doing. The first 5 seconds when he looks at that barbed wire, he's like, "Fuck this shit," and he flips. He knows what he's doing. But I'd be goddamned if all of a sudden this guy over here comes in here, be like, "You know what? It's your fault, though. You're making me do this." Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one of that microwave and try to whack you outside the head. Hell, I'm gonna make it my mission to find your address and whack you outside the head if you try to tell me I'm the reason, I see an audience making you do something that you shouldn't be doing.
This guy hit the microwave so hard he knocked himself out.
What you're doing is unhealthy.
I remember watching the I remember watching him jump onto the barbed wire, and he was like, "Oh fuck, ah shit, ah god," and then he does it, and then he's like,
"Ah!" Yeah, he's like, "Oh my back, my back." that dude's skin is made out of scar tissue. Like, he's a rock, man. That nigga's Korg in real life because of the fact that like he will cut himself up. Like, but now at this point, there's not even a mark on him. It's just the fact that he landed so hard on the ground. That's what hurts.
Yeah.
Like, this dude, but at the same time, like I said, the people who like refuse to take accountability, I don't feel bad for Nickocado Avocado. And I definitely don't take back what I said because the fact that he's making the conscious decision to do these things right here, where he's purposely feeding himself. And it might be a fetish of his where he just is a self-feeder. But don't blame people for your mistake. I mean, that's very fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, at this point though, he's doing it solely because it gets him money. Like that's the income.
Yeah, but it's like there's this video.
I mean, there's a health like you guys said, there are a more healthy way of doing that shit instead of just sitting there being complicit and just trying to blame other people for your unhealthy habit.
I just wouldn't want to do something that's at the expense of my own health. Like,
right.
Okay, parkour is something that you can do. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, like there's some dangers in that. But if all you're doing is just sitting there and eating a fuck ton of food, and he's over here, he looks like he's convulsing. There's a video where he's sitting up, and he's like like that, and that's the content that people want, and you're over here just like crying every time you cough and your ribs like touch the other side of your stomach, I guess, and it hurts. Well, you're lost.
Yeah, no.
This shit is weird.
I mean, it's like the same thing with like a lot of streamers have the problem where it's like you were talking about like the one like only being known for one thing, right? Like
Yeah.
I know a lot of Destiny streamers that, you know, Tuesdays come around, they have like 2K viewers, 3K viewers, and then it's middle of the week and they're not playing Destiny and they only have like 500 viewers, right?
Right.
And it's like they are literally stuck to playing Destiny. Like these streamers who their whole job is streaming, right? Mm-hmm. They're literally stuck on those big days, those big things, because that's what gets them the income, right?
Yeah. And we even talked about it on the podcast too, where I mean, even when we had the old channel and we were talking, we were like, hey, we probably should not stick to this like only like this form of content because the fact that if it dies out, say Dokkan gets nuked out of the stratosphere, never see that shit again, our viewerships are gonna plummet. And like people need to establish that, hey, I'm not just this person that's known for playing these games. Maybe if you're a 2K person, yeah, because the fact that like there's a lot of longevity in that, and there unfortunately aren't a lot of drastic changes. But when you're talking about Dokkan, Apex, Destiny 2, no, those things are finite. Like you have to establish that, hey, I'm gonna do something else, and you could either A, get the fuck out, or B, you can stay and enjoy it. Like, it's just simple as that.
Yeah. Well, at that point, you realize that like half your viewership's only there because of the game, not
game. Yeah. That's why, like, if people who like start those kind of channels, like I admire the ones that actually like start off with just straight up dabbling in every kind of game and trying to make it consistent and drill into their audience head that any game that comes out, they're gonna play it. Instead of just saying, yeah, I play this game a lot or whatever. Because if you just put in your description that I play this game a lot, that's what your audience is going to come over there for. And when you start trying to go and gravitate to something else, now everybody who's coming over there for that specific game is just going to be pissed off because you specifically told them this is what you play. And now you're not giving them the content they came over there for. So if you already start your channel and trying to like just make it as diverse as possible, so people should expect and know what you're about, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's kind of hard to do though because people always want to go for one content, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's better for the stream, like you as the person playing the games, because like you're not stuck playing something that like is either going to die out or like you don't like anymore. But there are also people who There's this one Destiny streamer who like has pretty much quit Destiny entirely unless there's like new big stuff. But it's like he left to go do variety games, and it's like he completely forgot about the fact that the only reason he has people watching him, like that he started back at Destiny, right? And he
Right.
kind of acts like, ah, yeah, that was like
Destiny
nothing.
never existed or something.
Yeah, like he takes away the fact that like, yeah, your original viewership was there because of this thing, and now
Right.
you're like, oh, that doesn't matter anymore because
Yeah, that also
Right.
like it's kind of suck because like sometimes you see like streamers like that who pretty much just shit on the thing that got them started to begin with. Like,
Right.
dude, you can move on to something else and not like shit on what got you
What
started.
made you?
know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Yeah, you gotta. That's the thing about being humble, man. It's just like, come on, dude. You don't have to like down anything that made you. Like, you could just be like, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
cool.
I
I'm moving
grew
on.
it. Simple.
Yeah,
Like
moving on.
now I'm doing this shit right here. So
that's weird behavior. And I was gonna bring up like another example too. Is like because it applies to kind of everything entertainment wise. Like on Instagram, I don't do like drawings of like fan art of like anything popular because of the fact that like you see it all the time. Like you guys know me, how I used to draw Dragon Ball shit all the time.
Right.
yeah.
You'll never see that shit happen again in the light of day. I'm trying to tell you that right now because of the fact that it happens so frequently that and people either do it better or they just that's all they do. And
Yeah,
like
no.
what happens if one of those days, because people make money off that stuff, what happens if Funimation or Toei was gonna be like, you know what, I want every one of y'all who are drawing that orange jumpsuit nigga, give me my revenue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know a lot of artists too who are like, I know a lot of horror stories from artists that were like, they would draw popular series, like if they weren't up to date with like seasonal anime, like the next big hit, and they
Yeah.
weren't drawing out like the next big thing, that they were losing money, right?
Yeah.
That they were losing people coming to their pages, they were losing like interaction, like if they were not constantly drawing what's hot.
It's not it. I'm telling you, because
Yeah.
that happened to me too. When we were doing our YouTube channel, I had another Instagram, and I was drawing Dragon Ball stuff. If I wasn't quick enough, if I wasn't breaking my hand into a 90-degree angle to draw Goku going Super Saiyan 4 or 5 or something like that, then yeah, no, I was out. I was losing followers and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Or then you post something random, and then you get the people that are like, where's the blank?
Yeah, I liked it better when you were drawing Goku fucking on Vegeta. Like,
It's so weird to see shit like that.
I'm pretty sure that happened on our old YouTube channel. I think there was a couple of times he posted some non-Dokkan stuff, and people were like, where's the Dokkan?"
yeah, no, that
Yeah.
did happen. Because
Yeah.
we had actually stopped doing like movie reviews and like commentary about just Dragon Ball stuff or anime things, and people were like, "Yo, bro, did you did you do that? Did you get those coins yet?" Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that shit's annoying. Because I remember the last video that I actually done was a Spider-Man Homecoming review, and no one saw it. They were just like, "Yeah, this is good, bro, but I want that Dokkan shit." Like, fuck you.
Yeah. It's
Oh
just
man.
that's just discouraging, man, because it's just like, yeah, you deviate it all, and it's just like either the viewership goes down or people are asking for something else. It's like, come on, man. Like, at least give this a chance. Like, just see if you're interested in it. Like, just don't immediately shut it down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where
I know. I just want to say, like, the pandemic is kind of fluctuating a lot, so people are going inside and outside. I've been kind of going out a lot more. I kind of like started cutting down like Uber Eats and stuff like that whenever I want to get food. So I'm like, I shop outside and I go to the stores like Fred Meyer's and Safeway, and nothing frustrates me more than having to wait for someone, an adult that's the same age as me, give me clearance to access like detergent and shit because stupid motherfuckers want to just consume that shit like it's gelatin. I sincerely hate how idiots make our lives harder, make it more inconvenient because of the fact they follow stupid trends, and we have to pay for it.
Yeah.
No, I remember there's a video going around of an actual horse owner going to the store to buy the Invecterm like horse
the
medicine.
Horse dewormer?
Yeah, the horse dewormer, like for her actual horses, and people in the store were giving her dirty looks, thinking that she was gonna go home and consume this shit.
It's
and
madness.
It's like,
wow.
It's honestly madness, because it's like people see this shit on the internet and they're like, yeah, I think it's funny. Like, what's so funny about having kidney failure? Like,
listen, it's funny to me if you're that stupid to believe that.
I 100% agree with you on that, and I honestly believe that there should be no safeguards. It's just natural selection.
At this point, yeah.
if you think it's a good idea that you're gonna stand on 6 rows of milk cartons and think you're gonna be able to walk up and down them shits without falling, be my guest. I don't give a fuck about you, because guess what? Our taxpayer dollars are actually affected by those trends. Believe it or not.
That's crazy, man.
And the fact that we have to have all these funds go to people to make sure they're not consuming like dewormers, Tide Pods, and stuff like that. I hate these people. I seriously do.
Yeah.
It makes me just be like, damn, I gotta actually spend another minute over here. And I know that's might not sound like an inconvenience, but time is money, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I have other stuff that I have to do, and I don't want to have to wait for someone to be like, yeah, don't eat on this, little nigga. Like, man, fuck you. Like,
that shit is crazy, man.
I just don't understand how people would instead listen to their friends on Facebook that are like, hey, I read here that you should take this fucking pig steroid injector. It'll help your COVID 100%. Instead of the CDC,
yeah, the medical professionals.
The billion-dollar government-funded agency that works specifically for things like COVID. Like, it was designed, the CDC was designed specifically for instances like this COVID outbreak. And you're like, no, those people are lying to me. I'm going to go fucking take this pig injector and become infertile.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Over here doing Doc Connor like injections like he's from Spider-Man. And then, like, don't you love it how people just randomly out of nowhere just become experts on shit they have no fucking clue about?
Yeah, that's so
Where did you
annoying.
read that from? Please.
Like, I can't stand it when people are like, you know what? I think my sensei, my yoga sensei, told me, you know, I should just consume yogurt and sprinkle some bath salts in there. I'll be fine. Like,
listen, I can look up your school records. It says you failed biology. Fuck you.
That's what I'm saying. These people over here giving you medical advice, nigga. You don't even have a 5th grade like reading intelligence.
That's what happens when you get lost down the Facebook freaking social media rabbit hole. You start believing all kinds of stupid ass shit on there.
I just can't.
It's so idiotic, and it actually scares me too, because like most of us are vaccinated, right?
Yep.
I'm vaccinated.
Yeah, it's kind of scary now, because before, you know, they're like, okay, if you're vaccinated, like, okay, you can like wear your mask and everything like that, or you can like eat out in public and stuff like that. But what makes it a little bit scary is the fact that they're like, yeah, identifications, please. That shit, that's worrisome to me.
Right. Because
they
now,
don't
like,
have you do that for the measles. They're just like, okay, here, have the records and that, and then you can go on with your day. But
because now, you know, like some jobs like can pretty much reject hiring you just because you don't have the freaking you haven't taken like the vaccine, right?
Some jobs can reject you. I saw Burger King apparently won't even let you in or order food if you aren't vaccinated, which doesn't make any sense if you're just getting ready to go. Like, that was like almost some New World Order shit right there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, fuck Joe Biden, because this nigga don't got it under control. I'm not trying to make it political, but like all this stuff right here, because the fact that people just can't get vaccinated, and now they're having to pull all these extreme lengths to make it happen. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're pulling the China shit right here, to where eventually, guess what? They might end up getting social credit, and you fuck up, nigga, you can't even get a bag of chips on your way to the house. I'm being honest.
I mean, it sounds funny, but I mean, if they can, they will fucking take that shit over there, bro. You get like that's how shit starts, right? I mean, not to be bleak, but like people test out waters, bro. Like they would test out shit slowly. Then eventually they just go full implementation with that crap.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was the same shit with like, I mean, we're still talking a little bit politics over here, but like with the voting laws that people are passing right now, that shit didn't just fucking start recently. That was just something that was just fucking trickled down, and now they just went full blown crazy now, and they just start putting a bunch of blockers and shit to just fuck people chances up to vote now. So yeah, all these things just start slowly. Then before you know it, congratulations, you're fucked.
The problem. Well, so the thing is that, you know, this all wouldn't have happened if people were sane, intelligent, and got vaccinated. So like, you know, the government wouldn't have to do this.
Overstep.
The government wouldn't like this. The whole, you know, asking for identification and like your COVID like vaccine record, like blah blah blah, like that would not be a problem. They would not be asking it if, you know, we were past that 70% of the populace vaccinated type stuff, or if, you know, people weren't going out and the variants were getting stronger and all that stuff. It's like, it's because people are still listening to, you know, QAnon and Fox News and all these outlets that are like, the coronavirus is fake, it's a liberal ploy, blah blah blah, don't get vaccinated, you only die if you get vaccinated. Like, it's but because of that, like, you're right, this will probably be testing for later stuff later on, like how there weren't, TSA was not a thing before 9/11.
Right.
Right.
You could smoke on the airplane too. I joke about that with my mom, and I'm like, man, if I was in the 80s, I'd be smoking a cigar for like the whole flight.
Bro,
just going back to back.
They offer you freaking cigarettes. You want cigarettes with your bourbon? Oh, come in right up, sir.
So,
not anymore.
Can it get worse in the future? Yes. I'm not necessarily convinced that the government is like, finally, we have an excuse to start employing the artificial intelligence like face tracker on our populace.
Oh no, I don't think it's that extreme.
They ain't gonna. That's not that extreme. But like these are like little stuff, because like they do it in a manner where like it's just little by little, and it seems like normal and like without a thought process, where people are like, they've been doing that shit for years, but because the way they're doing it is just kind of slowly implementing all these little stuff, right? So once they bring like the most extreme, where you get a kickback to it, they just roll it back to the shit that they wanted to do to begin with.
Yeah, like my concern is the fact that how eerily similar it is to Nazi Germany when it came to like Jewish encampment and stuff, and how you had passes and they're like asking, okay, for you to enter this establishment, because I don't have any faith in the fact that the government has things under control and they have common sense, because that shit goes into the budget. You know how that went. As far as just like unemployment and stuff like that. But it's just that's my concern. My concern is not really like, oh, we're gonna put Siri in the skies and stuff like that. Have the Matrix. Like, it's just the idea that there could be social segregation if you don't have that piece of paper. Like, that's what makes me nervous.
Well, okay, counterpoint, you're vaccinated. What do you have to worry about?
Yeah, no, like, you're vaccinated and stuff like that.
Like, no, I'm saying that you're vaccinated. You have the proof that you got vaccinated. Yeah. What are you worried about?
I'm worried about like when like the next thing is like if something were to happen, like if the virus got so bad, right, and say that it got so bad that it affected different age groups, because like little kids right now, from what I've read, they can't get the vaccine.
Nope.
So because go ahead.
They're trying to get the 5 to 11 aged group vaccine approved.
Yeah.
But it has not been completely approved yet.
Yeah. And it's just like I think about that. I don't often think about myself. Like I think about other people first, and even the people who don't want to get it, because I understand, at least on a black perspective, why people don't want to get vaccinated, because of what happened in Tuskegee back in the day and how they basically purposely gave people syphilis. That part I understand. I don't care about what I don't care about what other people think, because the fact their reasoning is ridiculous. But I don't want them to do that thing to where like, okay, we're gonna push this right here, push it on black folks first, because they love doing that.
All right.
That's the thing that I think about, and I could be wrong. I'm not saying that I'm right in the situation.
No, I think that you are not thinking of like, you're not being radical about it, because but at the same time, if something like that were to happen, the backlash would be like
catastrophic.
Like, yeah, sure, Trump supporters, ran the Capitol January 6th, whatever. Yeah. If they did something like that towards black people now, I think that it would be total fucking civil war.
Yeah, it would. But the thing is, though, is like, and that's like a good example, because we always can make that comparison when they went ahead and tried to storm the Capitol and then just thought, okay, we're done with this, guys. I'll see you back at work, and thought everything was going to be fine. And if you say, okay, you know what, black people did that, they would have got wasted. And I know now that, people, at least the United States government, is not, well, they're not willing to hold back on stuff like that. Like, even if there is backlash, people love to doctor stuff and spin a scenario. Like the whole narrative thing, for some reason, for the past like 5 years, that's been like so like twisted and stretched out that it's just wild. But I don't know.
It sucks because for the past, we've only had, in our lifetimes, so like me, Tim's. Wait, Izzy, how old are you?
29.
Okay, for you too. Most of our lives have been Republican, right-sided, dominant political like country, right? We've only had one Democratic president besides Joe Biden, but it's only his first year. Most of our times has been spent with a Republican majority Senate, Republican almost majority House, Republican president. And what have we the past 20 years? Absolute fucking chaos.
Yeah, we have
absolute fucking just the worst shit.
I mean, it doesn't help that if friggin' Democrats doesn't do shit either. They always come in here trying to act like the damn peacemakers and shit. That shit pisses me off so fucking much, bro. Because
they promise that they're like, we're progressive, we do stuff, and we're like, yeah, sure, you're hired, and then they do nothing.
But that's the thing that I don't. That's the reason why I'm not really political, is because of the fact that Republicans would.
They imagine that these guys have the balls to do anything at all, bro. Like,
no, they don't. I mean, but they do things in secret, though. That's
they're the same. They're the same side, or they're the same point.
Yeah, they're on the same team.
They're the same ass cheek on the same
lobbyist that goes to the Republican convention is the same fucking lobbyist that goes to the Democratic convention. So I mean, anybody who thinks there's a different side is just delusional about it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The Republicans will say no, and then Democrats say no. # Black Lives Matter. Rainbow flag. Like they do that stuff, and that's the reason why I'm very apolitical, and it kind of leads me to the next thing about the whole school because like I want to ask you guys, if you guys were 18 again, say if we're 18, we're spry young chickens, would y'all go back to college, or would y'all go to college?
Nah, fuck that shit. But, I mean, if I'm retaining my freaking knowledge from what I have right now, fuck no. You know what I would do? I would just fucking like get every kind of technical manual out there and just fucking read that shit. And that's it. Fuck college. There's no need to go and get yourself all debted up. And fuck college, man. It's a fucking waste of money.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you?
I don't know, because a lot of the stuff that I could learn, because I would love to be a game developer or something in the game development field, not necessarily coding. And a lot of that I could easily access things on the internet and do that stuff, but I have motivational problems and I have all these different things that going to school would benefit me for that. But the idea of getting like waste when I was going back to college, I was getting $5,000 in debt each term, pretty much. And it's like,
what school were you going to?
I was going to Portland Community.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, for me, and even back then at 18, like I had the conscience of like, God, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And I had my dad that was like, no, you need to go do it. I'll help you pay for it. Like he was so willing, but it's like knowing that like I'm ranking up this debt, my dad has to be the one to pay for it, and it's like that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish kids would understand now that, just because your parents tell you have to do it doesn't actually mean you have to do it. You just have to show them
you can find your own path. Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to show them that the path that you're taking is actually worth it, and you're actually profiting off of it.
I mean, I'm not saying college is completely bad or anything of that sort, but like there are many options out there that you could go for that will not like lead you into debt. You just got to be like passionate and motivated about what you want to do, man.
Exactly.
As long as you're passionate about what you want to do and motivate yourself to get where you want to go, you should be straight, man. But like, yeah, I mean, college always seems like the most easiest path, but it's not always is, especially if you just go in there willy-nilly and
you don't have a plan, you don't know what you want to like.
Oh yeah, the people that are like, I don't know what I'm going to major in or like minor in, and it's like, why are you in college?
From college, man.
You can do that in community college, but for the love of God, do not do that in a university. People who just like, I'm just here to find out. Like,
yeah, exactly. If you're at
just
a
don't do it,
university,
please.
What the fuck are you doing at a university not knowing what you're going to do? Like you going to school for university is like 10 times worse in debt wise than you going to fucking community college. And community college should be fucking like.
Yeah, it should be.
Because like I can't like tell you guys, and you guys know my shit with TCC and how much bullshit I had to deal with that. And just the fact that they're the little tactics they like to do to make you pay more, like, no, I don't vibe with that at all.
Like, you should not have to the conscious individual should not have to be like, no, I need to do this myself. I need to be money smart. I need to like work. Like, we should have availability to access to things like school, like certain things, to get a head start, a kickstart into something without crippling us. Like fucking getting a bat to the kneecap, like, here you go.
And also that's one thing about freaking college or university. Like, every time you go there, you gotta take stupid classes like freshman 101 and all these fucking stupid ass crap. You know what they should have on your fucking freshman year? Finance 101. Dumbasses, like,
no, I know.
Have that shit as a fucking prerequisite and let you know what you're getting yourself into, instead of like trying to give you college life experience about how like the university was founded in this specific day and time and shit. Nobody gives a shit about that crap. That's not gonna help you.
That's one thing that my sister is actually finally getting into, because you guys aren't gonna believe this, but our old high school is actually teaching stuff other than just basic math and science. You got
oh wow, they're teaching about mortgages and shit, and like how to make better financial decisions. Please,
but think about that. Yeah, but think about that. You know, it's 2021. We were back. High school for us was what?
2014.
20, yeah.
2011
for me.
All that way back, and they were not. Old. And they.
Yeah. That is kind of fucking old, man.
Like, think about that though. Like, even back in 2014, 2011, they were not teaching that shit in high school.
No,
like the kids that were about to fucking like be done with school.
We've talked about
so
this.
I mean, especially Izzy's time, they didn't even know the Mayan calendar was going to end for him.
Nope.
That's how early it was. But no,
congratulations, 2011 graduates, you got 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But, no, like I have like
1 year later, and now we're in post-apocalyptic shit.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say though, because like, man, though we haven't spoken to you in a while, is Widdy, but like when I had graduated, there was a point in time, like in the last 3 months of my education, I was actually considering dropping out because of the fact that
bro, I dropped out of university for a year, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I already fucking racked up this amount of debt. What the hell am I doing? So I had to motivate myself to go back to this shit and fucking graduate, bro. I fucking dropped out for an entire fucking year, bro. And I was like so fucking like depressed about that shit. Cause
and that's what happens. That's what's happening to guys right now. It's
because like I went into this shit, bro. I had so much fucking scholarship money, bro. I had a fucking grant of scholarship, like 2 fucking scholarships. And just because like my GPA dropped from like 3.0 to 2.9, yep, that shit was gone. Like that. Like it was just fucking gone, bro.
That's very extreme.
Grants fucking, or
that's awful.
Grants suck.
Like,
they didn't even give you a warning. They were just like, they said, 2.9.
Oh no, it was just gone, bro. Because like it's so fucking hard to like get your GPA back up after that shit drops, man. Like it's like fucking like wizardry and shit. You gotta learn. You gotta learn new kind of magic to fucking get back.
No, it's like what Widdy said. They take a bat to your knee and they tell you to get up, nigga, and you're like stumbling up, trying to hold on to a guardrail. That shit was so
fucking like mood killing, man. But I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'm just gonna suck this shit up and try to. I'm already fucking in here already. Like one of the person who stopped shit, and I don't fucking want to quit until I get it done, man.
Like I have a friend who graduated from UW. Like University of Washington, during the middle of the pandemic. So like when we were still in like hard quarantine.
Right.
Right. And she majored in like computing, like software computing and programming.
Right.
What normally happens during the end of her graduating year is that people come to the university and scout people out. And like she had good grades, she had a good GPA, yada yada yada. And people look for that like when they come scout. However, since she was at home, since everything was remote, she's had nothing. Like no scout. She's had to graduate and then go look for job offers all on her own without any sort of like
backup
Kickstarter
support.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
They didn't hold like a virtual event.
Nope. And she's fucked.
Oh man.
And she's like interviewed, as far as I've seen on social media, at like several different places, and none of them have followed up.
That's
shit.
That stuff happens, and
that's the entire shit I'm going through right now, bro. Like I literally am like working from the bottom to the top right now, as you want to put it, because like I fucking graduated, right, and this motherfucker's like entry level position. They're asking for 5 years experience. How the fuck am I gonna get 5 years experience on an entry level position?
How do you label that entry level? Come on,
dude,
that's what I'm
we had
saying.
a whole conversation about this.
Yeah, we had a whole conversation because when Izzy said that too, I told him how like the animation studios are like, yeah, I want you to have five years experience working on a TV show. Like, nigga,
that
how am I gonna get access to that?
Like, it was just fucking stupid, man. Like,
but like again, like going back to just the whole college thing, like like they don't tell you about those things.
They do not.
They tell you how to learn, but they don't tell you how to go and look for those jobs. My last quarter was when I actually went to like a whole networking thing. But the thing was though, I already had networks. I have networks in DC. I have networking in Los Angeles and Arizona. Like I got those things on my own through weird circumstances, as I like to call. But when the school's like, yeah, here's what you should do. You should just, send a bunch of mass emails and ask them how you got there. You think these people are gonna actually take the time to actually answer emails from a random person?
I gotta put that shit in the spam folder.
Yep.
Exactly. And I'm just like, I'm looking at these people. I'm like, man, you're fucking stupid. Like, the stuff that we have to learn, and I understand why guys don't want to go to college. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I encourage it because of the fact that, like,
I mean, you just gotta have a plan. If you like gonna do alternative stuff, man, you do
have to have a plan. Like, I'm just gonna build an example. Like, if you're doing art, you need a portfolio, you need a website, you need to make sure that your stuff is presentable. Look at that stuff up online. But the thing that I was gonna say is that, like, my school was very liberal. I kept learning the same shit over and over again, where it's just like, okay, you know what, we're going to teach you about history, but you know what, history's bad. Why? Because it was white. White is bad. And I don't like that stuff. I really don't. Because the fact that it's like, why am I paying money to tell you, for you to tell me Christopher Columbus is bad?
Right.
Instead of
you just fucking like presenting history as it should be presented, which is like, just tell me just fucking like put the lesson over here so I should learn what happened. Don't give me your opinion version of Fox or CNN or Fox News version of history. I don't give a shit about that. Just present history as it is presented. Let me learn.
And
make my own conclusion.
A lot of connections like recently because of the fact that like the people in my school basically, like, I don't know who they are. Like, the one thing about my school is that they try to train you to be a social activist. And I like to be an activist in my own way through my art, but not in a way to where I gotta use the term dichotomy all the fucking time. I hate that word. And people are just like, yeah, so you really gotta understand, the quintessential metahumans or some shit like that. No, they do. Like, this is TikTok that I watch, and it literally screams what my school was doing, where you had the one kid raising their hand talking about fucking nothing, using all these big words and not having no juice in them. Like, it's just mind-boggling. And like, I was gonna drop out because, for one, I feel like I didn't even need it. I literally could have lied and be like, yeah, I graduated. Like,
nah, dude, the best part too is that like Alyssa didn't actually graduate with her bachelor's from her community college. She still got a job pretty much what she wants. Like, she wanted to be a vet tech. She's not a vet tech, but she's able to assist in surgeries at the place that she's at, right? And like, even without her bachelor's, even without any of that stuff, like, and she knows all this information, knows all this stuff, and like didn't have to go through 4 years of school for that,
Yeah. Right. And that's the thing that's hopefully going to change the job market, because of the fact that if they're starting to do this thing now where you actually have to prove your worth through your actual work and not what a piece of paper says, that shit's going to be hard for a lot of people, because their shit's going to suck. And they're like, you know what? We found out recently that you can't draw clean lines and you draw sweeping lines. We need you to pack up, get the fuck out of here, and don't come back again. Like, we need people who can actually do the work and not actually just have a bachelor's degree.
Right.
For something, because it's pointless. Why am I going to have a bachelor's degree and I'm only going to get paid $15 an hour? You're fucking wild.
Right. Right.
Which is what's funny, that these dumbasses over here at my work, I pretty much they were just trying to like discourage me and like sow seeds of doubt in my freaking mind. They talk about, hey man, why you trying to leave, man? Like,
your job,
you got a great opportunity over here. I'm like,
Great
what the fuck are
opportunity.
you
No,
talking
no, no,
about?
no.
You're gonna pay me,
I'm
you're gonna pay
concerned
me
for this guy.
$17 an hour, and I'm gonna be getting paid $26 an hour to this new fucking job that actually has room to fucking grow, and I'm gonna be learning new shit. And you want to tell me to fucking stay over it? Get the fuck out of my face.
No, I'm
bro.
seriously concerned for
Fucking
Izzy
stupid
over
ass
here
fucking
because the
idiots.
fact that this man submitted his 2-week notice, and they're like, yeah, I know that shit that you submitted there. The 2 weeks notice is, it's kind of infinite or not finite or infinite. It's like solid and set in stone, but you can always come back.
Come back, yeah.
If
This doesn't work out over there, here's our card. I'm like,
yeah, it makes me think
you're fucking two-faced motherfuckers. Why you trying to
check your brake lines before you leave the house, because I'm pretty sure someone's gonna fucking follow you home and they're gonna clip that shit. Next thing you know, I'm like, Izzy didn't follow up the code. He didn't stay here, so hope you can tuck and roll.
Izzy, that reminds me of your previous job where you left.
Oh no, these motherfuckers still fucking send me mail, bro. They're like, hey man, we've changed the company vibe over here. We still want you, man. Come back. I'm like, no.
This nigga, this guy does such good work that they automatically subscribe him to a mail service that doesn't even exist.
Please, we fucking need you, please.
No, because clearly Izzy does solid work. They're just like, man, we can't find another one like you.
I think I need to be a dick when I'm leaving places now, man, because like seriously, I still get mail from like a job that I had 5 years ago that I keep fucking trying to get me to come back, bro. Like, no. I left. They're still coming back, bro. Like, fuck that. Shit, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of that, no, that actually reminds me. When I first moved up here, I was applying for jobs at Whole Foods because I worked there before, and I had a pretty good, like, I was a team trainer for all the cashiers. Like, I was good at what I did.
Right.
And a lot of stuff happened at my old store because my mom passed away, and then like I was just dealing with a bunch of stuff back then, and like I got fired from that store twice because of attendance, and that was like 2 years before I moved up here to Washington. And so I moved up here and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try applying to the Whole Foods that's literally like 10 minutes away from where I live, and I applied there and I applied there each and every time, just like instantly denied. I got an email from these motherfuckers today that were like, we pre-selected you to like review all these positions. Like that, go ahead and apply for them. And I'm like, you motherfuckers.
They did that to Beam, because Beam said he was like applying to jobs. It's like he said it was pretty much like they were applying and they just say, nope. Like they were slapping that shit.
That's what we were having that conversation about fucking, just entry level work. And at this point, like, I was like, you know what? Let me try to see if I can get into the remote scene or whatever. And all states like a really good place to work or whatever. So I did my first couple like submitted my resumes, yada yada yada. They declined. I was like, all right, cool. I'll just apply to whatever positions come up that I think I could do. And it's not like I'm not reading what the fucking responsibilities are. You literally say, yeah, all you need is a high school or a GED or whatever the fuck. Nigga, I have an AA. I'm qualified. And what you're asking for is literally just someone who's like, talking about the insurance within customers and like helping them like with their issues. So I don't really see why the fuck you're disqualifying me when
they don't want to train people. They don't want to like go through that. They just want to be like, okay, here's our policy, and you already know how to like do that. They don't want to be like, okay, we have to take extra steps with you.
These are fucking lazy. Like they're lazy with their shit. And then you wonder why people crash into shit, because they're like, we expect you to have a CDL license and know how to drive a truck. Oh, also this is a 32-wheeler right here. We expect you to know that. It's no different. And next thing you know, that shit is tumbling down the hill, and you're like, what happened? What? You're supposed to know how to do this shit. We ain't gotta train you.
Like,
fuck?
They're like, you're gonna drive this, and it's like, what? Like, this wasn't on the application? They didn't tell you?
That's literally what they do, bro.
People think shit is just so transferable. Like, it's just like they think just because English or Spanish and French are the same things, they expect you just to be like, you should know this right here. C and we are the same things. You should know that. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, It's oh my gosh, like.
I mean, it sounds funny, but like it's just such a fucking bad system, man. Like it's just awful.
Like, how do you expect people to get experience if you don't fucking give it to them? Like, what sense does that make?
No, not only give it to them, like just present the opportunity for them to get the experience. Then that is on them if they cannot get that shit. But you don't even want to present the opportunity. You just straight up block that shit off by telling them to have like fucking 5-year plus experience. And you know what's funny too? These motherfuckers will have an entry level position, right? And they will tell you if you have a PhD, you require 2 years experience. Who the fuck want to have a PhD and go and get that kind of job anyway?
I've seen some stuff like that on Indeed. Bad? Yeah. No, it's really bad. Like, and like, Widdy, since you're like saying you want to do like game development, like your best bet is just to do internships and try to find that. And like, it's actually really dumb how people take advantage or like companies take advantage of internships because there ain't no way you gonna find me.
Oh no,
sometimes they have at all
interns build entire fucking games just from doing that shit, bro. Like,
yeah, I know they do.
Yeah, just because they don't want to pay you that much, they will have interns build that entire game because like they're just trying to get that experience under that resume. So they would take full advantage of that shit, man.
I've heard stuff about like people applying for jobs, and part of the interview process was that the company sent them back like a problem or like a piece of code, and they're like, okay, like a piece of active code, like something that they would use, right?
Right.
And they were like, hey, can you code this? Can you fix this? Literally asking the person
trying to like a bug fix,
for
right?
free.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they try to ship it like an interview question or some shit, even though it's like
like a small. Yeah, it's just a small project. Let's just see what you do. Yeah, let's just see what you come up with. Yeah, fuck you, guy. Come on, like fuck you.
Yeah, no, I've applied
I put watermarks on my shit. People are like, yeah, can we have an example? I'm like, yeah, and I slap it on there. Like, I think something's wrong. No, it's fine.
No, it's fine. There goes my signature right there, you motherfuckers. Stupid.
Yeah.
Trying to scrub that off.
Like I've applied to a bunch of like game type development positions that were all entry level, and everyone comes back as like denied.
Yeah, because it's like you said, bro. They want you to already know what you're doing. It's like, bro, not everyone. You can't just base like skill
on access to half the programs. And they're like, yeah, we want you to have 12 years experience in Maya, the program that is constantly at least $1,500 for a year subscription for all the features.
You can get hired, train on what to do, and you could outdo someone who's been there or has experience. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here. No, it's so trash.
And that is funny because like sometimes company are just realizing like people who are actually passionate for like the job that I just fucking left, right? Now they're actually realizing like actually having like dialogue between like departments is actually what's gonna make the company grow. And I'm like, it's too late now, motherfuckers. Like I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, right. I had to do a little exit interview with the HR lady, and she was asking me like, no, I had to go over there like 11:30 today to do an exit interview, and she was asking me like reason I'm leaving. I'm like, first of all, I'm getting paid better at this new job than I ain't getting paid over here. She's like, is income the only reason? I'm like, fuck no. Like sometimes y'all niggas like y'all not on top of your fucking shit. Like they will wait till the end of the fucking month to just tell you, oh yeah, this shit gotta get shipped out. This shit gotta get shipped out, man. Can you hurry up and box all these shit out? Like we gotta get this to the customer. Like that shit get tiring, especially like if you do this shit consistently for almost half a year. That shit is just fucking stupid, man. But now they're learning a lesson because they got new management now that is just trying to make it week to week, where like everything is like trickle down from like week to week. So by the end of the month, like they could ship things out within week to week, like in the beginning of the month. So by the end of the month, they don't have to like cram everything in one go, right? But I'm like, it's too late for that shit now. And also like the job that I currently have is something that you guys already know. Like I've been talking to y'all. Like it's something that has been like years in the works, right? It's not something that just popped up
Right.
The only reason like they called me back is because like I had this interview like almost a year and a half ago, right? Or is it 2 years ago? I don't fucking remember. Like, but yeah, and they just finally called me back because like know they had that fucking massive layoff when I had my interview because like the day I was supposed to start, that was when like COVID went into full blown fucking shutdown. So in essence, I couldn't start that day. So like it's pretty much like I had to find another job to like keep fucking like paying the bills and shit. And now when they finally fucking open up like full blown again, and the lady just like one of my mates who works over there, he's like, "Yo, Izzy, you still looking for a job over here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, bet." So he just gave my name to his manager, and the manager's like, "Oh yeah, I remember him. I interviewed him." And she's like, "Yeah, just tell him to send his resume back in." And I sent it back in, and she's like, "Yeah, you're hired. I'll just send you the starting date." So I didn't even have to do an interview again.
Nice, yeah,
so
that's what's up.
She just sent me the starting date, and they just had to just redo all the background checks and all that shit. And I finally got cleared today because like the recruiter lady told me like what attire I gotta wear and shit because I gotta wear a few stuff for like a few like navy pants and all that shit for like a few days before they actually like sew me your actual shirt for like the department I'm gonna be working in, but that's gonna come later. But yeah, it's not something like they're at my current job, or should I say ex job now because I already fucking quit anyway. But like they actually thought it's just something that just happened off the beat because like the worst thing about it is because like the fucking department manager quit. Like a week later, the supervisor quit. Then one of my coworkers who is like because there are three of us who work in that department who actually does the shipping and receiving shit and like creating up everything and making sure all these big ass machine goes are in like a structurally sound crates and shit to get shit out. Like he quit too. So it's like now only two of us with no fucking supervisor and no freaking department manager. So we're just over here. We don't have any directions of what to fucking like ship out and shit. So we're just creating up shit and just having it stack up a whole bunch of shit. I'm like,
oh my god.
Like the car could have not came out a better time, bro. Like,
oh my god.
Like when I got the car, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm out of this bitch. I'm like, and they were lucky because like I was just being like the good employee. I actually gave them 2 weeks because like the other people who quit, they didn't even fucking give them 2 weeks, bro. They just straight up just like, yeah, we're quitting. 2 hours notice. Peace. Bye. And they were just out.
I mean, that's just.
And I actually worked my 2 weeks of like after I told them I was gonna be out in like today. I actually worked like the full 2 weeks. Then after that, I had to do it as an interview. Like it was so fucking bad that these people were thanking me for fucking letting them know that I was quitting, bro.
Guys, what else are gonna be like? You're like, man, you bitch ass nigga quitting on us.
And that's why they keep trying to fucking get me to say. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. I already made up my mind. This isn't like a split decision that I made on the spot. This is something that I've been working towards, man. Like, you think I want to be fucking working an hourly paid fucking job, bro? Like, I'm trying to get somewhere I could get a damn salary job where I don't have to fucking keep working hourly job, but it's not going to get there until I fucking, like, accumulate the experience that they require me to have. So, well, working towards that now.
Right.
And this is, like, one of the biggest steps to get there.
That's just wild. And I was going to say real quick, I was going to talk about how the thing, college is going to affect dating, but it's kind of done and over with now. But that shit, God, fuck jobs, honestly.
Yeah.
No, really, fuck that shit, bro. Like,
for real.
I really want to get to the point where I don't fucking have to work for nobody, bro. Or fucking have to work for my damn self.
Work for yourself.
That's still something like in the making anyway.
This shit is hard. I'm not gonna lie. Someone who's like trying to do freelance part time, it's difficult because you gotta think about pricing and stuff like that. And just like
it is definitely difficult, but once you actually get it going, like as long as you keep with that momentum, you can get a lucky break, man. Like.
No, I mean, like, and I am, like, because, like, most of the stuff that I'm doing now is kind of like a stepping stone. I mean, because I'm like doing a cartoon or an anime, and oh man, that's just kind of funny. I gotta let you know guys know about how that stuff is going because some interesting developments. But the thing is, it's like it's a lot of work, but I'm only getting paid I'm only getting paid by the minute. Like that's not gonna cover everything. It's only gonna cover like maybe a month's worth of rent, but that's just rent, not like food or internet or like my phone bill at all. So
right. Yeah, man. It's tough.
It is tough, but I'm not gonna lie. It is nice to actually work for yourself, or at least work for like one person instead of just like having a bunch of people in your ear.
Yeah, fucking micromanage. Like I fucking hate jobs, bro. Especially like, we've all talked about like retail and all this stuff. So like, fuck.
Has the best war stories from retail. I swear to God.
Yeah, he does. Because I remember all the time you tell us, man, I had to clean up shit in the bathroom. I'm like,
every time you say that, I'm just like, I shake my head and I was like, damn, same shit happened to me too. I was like, I can't escape this. It's like an act of honor or something, or a badge of honor.
It's a scar. What are you talking about?
I mean, no, it's just like like you can't say you've never worked at retail until you clean doo doo on the floor. Like that's just how it is.
It's like somebody's just going around with like loose butt and just like don't know how to fucking aim and shit. What the hell, man? Like there's a big commode over here. How did you mess this up?
Because I think like some people just like for some reason they just free willy that shit. They pull their pants down before they even sit down in the toilet. And I'm talking like they start pulling their pants down and like in front of the door. And then like they're just trying to like dive into the seat, but then there's just shit just slips out, and they're like, "Oh damn! Well, someone will clean this up."
And they just walk away and not even say nothing. Like, what is this?
They say nothing. They just walk out. Like, dude, in my instance, it was on the underside of the toilet.
Oh my god, that is
that person. That old. Apparently it was an old person, but that dude must have literally picked up his own shit and put it there because how?
He said,
he may have some freaking sorcery ability where he just like levitated that crap and just get it all over there.
That's disgusting. He's just like, shit. I'm just put this to the side. I don't think anyone would notice.
He walked into that Albertsons knowing what he was gonna do. He was like, "Yep, I'm gonna go into that bathroom. I'm gonna
blow that shit up."
I'm not gonna lie. I'm also a believer too that old people at a certain age shouldn't grocery shop. They should have like attendants or something because of the fact that like they don't understand shit for nothing.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
For shit, they can fucking hardly walk. They're over here just like, yeah, I saw this on here on the this is Safeway, right? No, this is Walmart. Same thing, right? Like,
yeah, no, dude, it's kind of crazy. When I was still working at Fred Meyer's, and then even now, sometimes when I go to the Safeway, I see people like, it must be a new job that's happening now, but it's like literally like escorts of old people going out shopping.
Yeah, no, I had
like helpers.
I had to do that. I had to hold an old woman's hand. Their shit felt like plastic.
No, this is different. Like I'm talking like literally there's these people taking them to the store, like in their car. Like, yeah.
Oh, okay, that is different. See, that's what you should do. I mean, hopefully they do background checks and they're not like punching him in the seat or something like some people do at healthcare services. Because you know that shit happens.
They said, eat your mashed potatoes.
Yeah, no, that shit happens where there's elderly abuse in healthcare service where they're just like, yeah, put your seatbelt on. Shit. God damn.
Yeah, that shit does happen. It's really fucked. It's so fucked up. God.
Yeah.
No, dude, what's crazy too is that the other day ever since the season has kind of been changing, because most of my time at Whole Foods, I remember specifically working during like the fall, like winter times. So like this season, for some reason, like as soon as the fall started happening, I was like, damn, I kind of miss retail. And the moment I had that thought, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Okay, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but all I do now is work with dogs, so like,
yeah, like because dogs can't talk back. Like,
nope.
It's literally some of the dogs we have to deal with. It's like working with children.
yeah,
Right.
They pout a lot.
I'm just like, because at least at my doggy daycare, like we are allowed to correct dogs to make sure, like if they're doing something wrong that they shouldn't be doing, we can correct them.
Right.
Apparently, in a lot of doggy daycares, they just let the dogs do fuck all. Like they just let them do whatever.
roll
You're
around.
like, yeah, you want to
is
just completely wreck shit? Oh, that's
Which
cool.
is it's just fucking ridiculous. Like I've seen some doggy daycares that have large dogs mixed in with like small dogs, and it's like
that's
this
oh my
this
god.
this large dog could literally eat that chihuahua
Eat
in
that
one
little
bite.
bastard.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god.
hey, there's 6 dogs in this pen right here, but on the record it said they're counting 8. Where'd the other dogs go?
Hey, does that dog over there look a little big to you? Like he looks,
He looked like
he
a
must
damn
be eating
anaconda's
good.
stomach.
Yeah, that's, oh
God.
gosh. One topic that was the last thing, because I don't know how long this thing had to go on, but like R. Kelly finally got he didn't get acquitted. He got that guilty verdict, and
Good.
Wait,
Yeah,
Can he
finally.
fly away? I thought he could fly.
Yeah, no, like if he thinks he can fly away, he better start.
nigga, what money? You know what his net worth is? His net worth is negative $2 million. Like, where are you flying to? Where are you flying to? Because like, yeah, I looked
he
that
said
shit
he
up.
believed he could fly, so I thought he was gonna fly somewhere else. Like, back to
Damn,
Krypton.
this dude really is negative 2 million. Oh fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm not
negative
capping.
2 billion?
No, I'm not capping. His net worth is negative $2 million. When he comes out, and mind you, if you're in prison, and you have debt. That shit racks up.
Yeah.
And originally he was negative $4 million. So he somehow paid that little bit off, but he's still negative $2 million in debt. So flying somewhere, yeah, his best bet is flying to the fucking sun. Cause yeah, that shit is not going off for me. Nah.
I guess the Krypton trip is canceled.
Yeah, I don't know what it is or why it took so long for people to get his ass. And I understand why at least black people are just they're trying to push that shit under the rug because he made good music, which undeniably separating the artist from the art, he did really good work in R&B. Just he did some very very heinous shit. Like
with his
shit that's just like I can understand. Like let's use Kanye for an example. Like he's a douchebag, but like he's not like raping and like fucking marrying like little kids and shit, as far as we know. So yeah, having a sex dungeon of women, like no, like you can separate the artist from the music with that, but with R. Kelly, people like him, fuck no, I'm cool, man.
It's
because
crazy.
It's just gross. Like you listen to some of his songs too, it's like that nigga. Nah, like
yeah,
shit he's talking about. It's just no.
Yeah, once you realize what he was talking about.
Yeah, it's just
like
because that shit was a banger back in the day, bro.
No, it was a banger, but people just didn't take anything into context. Because he literally had a song, "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number," and then Aaliyah was his wife, and people were just not thinking like, man, this song slaps. Man, age ain't nothing but a number. Like, I don't know exactly if I fully agree with that, but them beats though, like, there's this one video that I will never forget. It will never leave my mind. Where he went to Ethiopia and he was essentially recruiting girls. Yeah. And he made a song about asking them if they have their shots or their passports because he was wanting to bring them home with Rob. And it's like, you can't deny that shit is foul as fuck. Like, you can't just be going over here asking for little girls to come with you. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, that shit. I remember that. He said, "Do you have your shots?" I was like, this nigga. Oh God! Like, just lock this man away.
Yeah.
Throw away the fuck. Holy shit.
Thankfully, he's actually going to prison, and they're gonna reignite that engine in jail for him.
Don't worry, Bill Cosby's gonna go over there and tell him hi and give him a few pointers on how to beat the system.
Bill Cosby's out of prison. What are you talking about?
I know, that's what I say. Bill Cosby's gonna go over there and give him a few pointers how to beat the system.
No, see, Bill Cosby's case is very different, and it's the judge's fault for fucking
that shit up real bad.
Speaking of rappers, though, since I haven't been on in a while, and a big record came out recently. Any of y'all listen to that Certified Lover Boy?
Oh my god, we were talking about that like a couple podcasts ago because of the fact that it's been like the huge debate between whether or not Kanye's album was better or CLB.
I think Kanye's. I think it's Kanye.
I actually have my ducks in a row on this one. I actually preferred Drake's.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna discount that the beats were there. For sure, Kanye has production on lock, my nigga. There's never any doubt about that. But it's just, for me personally, I value lyricism, man. And it's just like, yeah, Drake has a couple little, lovey-dovey songs, and I thought
he has those weird songs, like
he has a couple of those in there, but it's just funny, like, because people want to say that this album's like Scorpion, and I was like, no, they're actually in the inverse of each other. Scorpion was a lot of love songs and bops, and then there was a couple jabs at Pusha T and Ye and all that stuff, right? With this album, this nigga was like letting it be known, I do not fuck with this man, and you are taking this work. So I thought it was like an inverse, and it was cool. But in terms of Kanye, like, yeah, the production was cool and stuff like that. But there was just sometimes I would be listening to some tracks, and I don't know, man. It just felt like, in terms of lyrics, right? Like with the whole like gospel shit, I don't know, man. I just got this feeling like it just felt kind of corny. Like the shit he would say, I'm just like, I just don't fucking jive with that shit.
I don't know. Like, I think that we were having that conversation where, like, I don't know, Drake shit is just like, he was just like, he came out snapping on this one, like, compared to like, just like the chill.
His previous shit, because when you think of Drake and Widdy, I talked about this the last time because I don't know if you remember when we had that conversation. It was a long time ago. I think it was like when Drake had released like, what was it? Nothing Was the Same, and we were like driving somewhere. I don't even know where we were at, but I was asking. I was like, "Do you think Drake has any classics?" And then me and you were just like, "Of course, So Far Gone, right? No one's gonna deny that." And of course, Take Care. But it's just like, you have to acknowledge, like, this nigga has his music down to like a science. He releases something, and it just pops. It just does. It does numbers.
And we had that discussion too, where it's just like his sales operate off of his name, and it is based on science, but it's just like it's so formulaic that it's boring.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I didn't like about Certified Lover Boy, because of the fact that he said the same thing. I don't know what Drake is talking about when he says I don't fuck with no one, and he has Future singing along with them. Like, nigga, obviously you do. Like, I don't like it when Drake says, "Oh, like I got enemies" and stuff like that, and then he's like
half your beef you start.
Like, exactly. Like, he starts his beef, and then it's just like, and then he's like talking about the same stuff with like women and stuff. Like, we get it. You don't trust them. Go seek therapy.
Said she's a lesbian. I said, me too.
No, that was the worst line I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Yeah.
No, okay, I'm not gonna lie.
So, seriously, I think that Drake's the Certified Lover Boy is corny as hell. Like, half the songs on there, I think, are just kind of they're the same, right? I think I think that Drake, like Beam said, his music he has it down to a science, but it's very one-dimensional, and he rarely tries to get out of it. He rarely tries to experiment with it.
That's what I was saying.
Like,
Kanye can
I
experiment.
think Drake's pretty much remind me of EA, bro, and like the 2K fucking franchise, where like if shit is working, it's just printing money at this point. Why change it up, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty much
no,
like
you're right.
I won't fucking deny there are some songs on there that
Oh
are
no,
really fucking
there
good.
are bangers on there. I'm not gonna deny
But
that.
like,
For sure.
would I rather listen to just some generic fucking pop rap, like literally the most main, like radio wave fucking top Billboard type bullshit, or would I listen to
like
Kanye
creativity,
on his
right?
Jesus
Like exactly something
Yeah.
like that, where somebody tries experimental shit like once in a while and see how it flows with other tracks and shit.
and that's one thing I could always like. I can never take that away from Ye. Is like, it's like we said, his experimentation, like 808s, nigga, that will forever be one of my favorite.
Nothing will ever top 808s, and I still
Ever.
listen to 808s. But this whole Jesus kind of trilogy track that he's on, like this Donda, I think is
I
the
don't
third.
know. That shit is funny to me, man.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Donda is the third of this kind of like Jesus themed Bible gospel type
shit,
like
yeah.
records, I'm just not
he's
about
trying to
it.
create his own
I
like
told that's the
Carter,
same
Carter
guy,
series.
bro. That's the
Like
same
you
one.
know how Lil Wayne has his Carter series. I think that's what he's just trying to do with his Yeezus kind of shit that he has going on right now.
Like Widdy, I agree with you. Like I don't know. There's just part of me that feels like he's only doing that just because of all the dumb shit he said in the past, and he's trying to come off like he's changed. That's just
yeah. Well, it also just doesn't feel genuine at all. Him talking about like God and Jesus, and you go back and listen to Jesus, and you're like, what the fuck?
No.
But I will say, like, he makes it to where gospel and rap can actually go. Like that's if anything, that's the thing that I actually enjoy. Like, yeah, it's not really like his words or anything that really makes a difference because like it does seem a little iffy.
Kanye's beats are bar none.
Yeah,
Kanye's lyrics are in the fucking dumpster right now. Like
his lyric, bro. I was listening to that shit. I was like, yo, this is bad. Like this is bad.
Not only is it bad though, but he's literally like the way that he's been operating Donda too, with like how he's editing the fucking album like every other week, like taking off artists, putting on new features.
Himself, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm fine with him taking off Soulja Boy because fuck that nigga. Because
fuck Soulja Boy. There's a couple of other people that he had on as features that I'm just like, are you fucking stupid? Like he had on that one dude that was spouting that homophobic shit at a concert.
Oh, the baby.
The baby. Fuck, dude. Like, are you fucking serious, Ye?
Yeah, so
but I mean, the same thing happened with Drake.
The baby had a one moment of lapse, though. You can't blame that man for his nonsense that he pulled. He was just waiting in hype moment.
No, but wait. Didn't Ye have him on the fucking record right after the woman he was fucking dissing though?
He did, but then like I mean, if you want to place blame on that as far as having like people on there, Drake did have some R. Kelly samples, so it's like you can't. No one is clean. Like no one is actually clean as far as who they brought on there. Like,
yeah, I understand that, but you also have to think too. Like, listen. You're pushing this whole gospel shit, right? How the fuck you gonna have this nigga Marilyn Manson come out, nigga?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what the fuck are you really talking about, bro?
I don't know.
Come on, let's talk about that shit. Like,
dude, it's Kanye's head. Like, this dude can make stuff, but also if he thinks of something, he's like this, and people will be like, nah, maybe you shouldn't. He's this.
Yeah, no, that's literally what it is. And then too, it doesn't help for a lot of his career. You have yes men who don't ever fucking question what you say or do.
Have y'all seen?
Yeah.
Have y'all seen texts from Kanye of like some responses he's had from like editors that he hired?
Yeah, and he said, "I'm gonna pray for you when you're fired." Fuck
yeah, no, literally, like the dude that he had hired was like overslept his alarm. He was like 3 hours late, and he texted Ye back like because Ye was like at 8 a.m. he was like, let's get this shit started. And then at like 9 o'clock, Ye texted back and said, you're fired. Like, don't come back. And so the dude texted back when he woke up. He's like, I'm so sorry. My alarm didn't go off. Like, I'm getting an Uber right now. I can be over there like right now. And Kanye was like, don't fucking come back. Like, you need to find God. Come talk to me when you find God. Like, you're fired.
Oh my.
Like, dude, what?
I mean, if you're applying for a position and you should know what to expect with Kanye. Like, you should know that if you're gonna be employed under Kanye, you should know that shit's gonna be unstable as fuck. because of the fact that he has no like set linear narrative or whatever's going on, no set plan. And if you're late, he's gonna go expeditiously hard on you.
He's
and
gonna be
bring
the
God
fucking
into
Exodus
it.
for you, bro.
Yeah, no, he's about to do. He's about to do some.
That man wants you to
Yu-Gi-Oh!
come in at 12
Exodius.
a.m., bro.
No, for real. There was also a text. There was also a screenshot from a group chat of one of his fucking editors, like samplers or whatever, being like, "Hey guys, I'm back from the hospital. I tried to he collapsed at the studio, at the recording studio, and he fought the fucking like ambulance, like the first responders to stay. And he was like, "Yep, I finally got out. I'm back to start working again." Like, they had this dude working until he dropped.
Stuff happens like that. I'm not justifying it, but it's just people got to be aware about what they're getting themselves into.
I would rather just listen to some fucking bullshit, fucking Billboard rap music that I can tone out to with a few bangers here and there than like trying to listen to Ye be some like new gospel type shit.
I like it. I like it, and like I'm not just gonna do the whole Chance the Rapper thing and just dick ride him. And it's just those things you just like you're really mostly listening to the melody. Like I honestly think that's what Kanye's drive for that album was just the whole melody and like the good vibes and stuff. Because it didn't make any sense. He had Donda. No one understood the message behind that. With the song being based off his mom's final heartbeats and stuff like that. And no, it's just I think it's just one of those things where people you listen to it, you're listening for the melodies to make you feel good, because that's honestly what gospel is. Like, ain't gonna lie, like the lyrics don't make a lick of sense, but them beats, those beats get you jumping and stomping your feet. So I understand where he's coming from. Like, and Drake, yeah, I mean, he's Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Kakashi of the Toronto Village, because
yeah.
But he needs to be careful though, because I'll tell you what, he needs to stop talking to Millie Bobby Brown. He's gonna fuck himself over.
Dude, he needs to stop. Drake needs to stop trying to start shit with every other fucking rapper.
Yeah, like
did he not learn from Pusha T? Did he not fucking learn?
Though I mean,
it's Yes Man too, but it's just I don't know. Like I said, the album to me also is just like he was talking about how he almost regrets having a son. That little nigga's gonna grow up and hear that, and he's just gonna be like, damn.
My dad's Drake, and he said that about me. God damn.
No, like he's gonna be used from the six.
All he has to do is become a better rapper than Drake. Then he's not gonna have that. Then he can just shit on his face when he gets in the like the old people home or whatever mansion that he has. It's like, hey, dad.
Old people home.
He's like, oh, dad.
Old people home.
I know he's not gonna be living in an old people home, but he's gonna come. Hey, dad, look at my mansion. It's bigger than yours. Fuck you, bitch. Better rapper alive too.
Yeah, I mean, Drake's that nigga's still living like a bachelor, bro. You have no one else to blame for your kid except yourself, nigga. All you had to do was strap up, and that wouldn't have happened.
People don't do that. People don't.
Oh yeah, especially people like Drake.
Basketball players are actually told, they're actually like reinforced to basically wear condoms because they know that they don't. Because they're mainly known for fucking on chicks raw, and then you wonder why people like PJ Washington is fucking with Brittany Renner, and she won't even let him. She won't even let him see his kid, and then she's over talking about, yeah, it's stepdaddy season. Guess who's gonna be this little boy's stepdad? Well, I get the money. Like,
oh man.
I mean, don't the females also encouraged not to wear condoms and eat too?
For those type of people, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, because the fact is, like, they do it for it's for a paycheck. That's their only motivation.
Right.
It's always like that, because that's just once you get in a certain tax bracket of money, like, it's just hard for you to find somebody who actually loves you anyway. Besides your mom.
Yep.
Pretty much.
There's a funny story I was gonna tell you guys off mic, because shit is so. I'll go ahead and say it now, because now that topic is brought up, because the dating pool is fucking trash. The dating pool is trash. Widdy, you don't have to worry about that shit anymore. You lucky son of a bitch.
Listen, this is why I get in a relationship and I'm trying to make it work. Because if I was single, yep, I'm probably not doing shit.
But at the same time, this stuff is circumstantial, and the chances of us finding people like this is very, very rare at this given point. But it's like the dating pool is shit. The dating pool is also shit for the fact that there's a select group of women that think that they deserve a man that's like pushing the high six-figure jobs, and then they have like nothing. They're just like, yeah, I want him to have a 400K salary. I want a Maybach. I want a Maybach toilet. I want all that shit.
Bitch, you want to be a housewife? I want to be a house husband. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck out
But the
here.
thing is, though, is like there's this topic going on out here where it was like, like why do women marry for security? And they're saying it was like yes, because of the fact that you're married so that you have like stability, and that's something that they were saying. But then the question was asked for guys: do you marry and do you have a prenup for security? And they said yes, and the women were like, "The fuck's wrong with you? Like, why do you need security? Why do you need a prenup?" And the idea is the fact that like these guys who are entrepreneurs, they make a lot of money, and they're like saying like I want to do this because of the fact that for one, if you're not in my tax bracket, you're not getting half my shit. That's pretty much what the what the basis
that is logical.
No, it is logical to us.
Yeah.
But to other people, the select few, no, it's not. And like their argument is just like, well, because they're always asked, and I don't know if the general people or just generally if people were asked what they have to offer is offensive. But when they are actually asked that, they're like, their answer is, well, I could be a good woman. Like, what does that mean?
So if you're gonna be a good woman or a good spouse or whatever, that means you're in this for love, right? So why do you have a problem signing the damn prenup then?
Exactly, and then there's some people.
It shouldn't be a problem then, right?
No, it shouldn't.
Because
logically,
if you technically you are trying to make this commitment where you two are gonna be together as forever as until both of you fucking die, which is not gonna be too long since the planet's gonna shit.
This thing is on a doomsday.
That shit went fucking dark real quickly. But as long as human could possibly live for, so there shouldn't be a problem then.
No, it's not. But the thing is like some people have this idea that they're doing it for the bag. Like that's it's not really necessarily for the love. It's for this idea of business. And the funniest thing of this video that I watched.
So not to cut you off again, but like. If this is for the business idea, then you should be bringing something to the table too. Then,
yeah, exactly.
It shouldn't just be one-sided shit.
Because the biggest thing that kind of like I actually spat out my coffee when I was watching it because of the fact that like this one girl was like, yeah, if he has a business, what I can offer is some business ideas and help his business get better. And I said, what? Let me explain to you guys how that shit does not work. First of all, if you have no business degree or anything like that, what is you giving pitch ideas to a nigga that already has a successful business gonna do?
Successful business. What?
And then you're saying that I'm gonna make the stock go higher. Either you're a fucking fraud and you're gonna go to prison for a white collar crime.
Those are insider trading shit. Yeah. I don't know, you're a wizard.
Yeah, because that's not how business works.
Fucking hey, bro.
Yeah.
Why do people come up with this nonsense in our head?
Yikes.
That's like I've always believed to myself. I have never done like phone dating, like online dating, like the Tinder or all that stuff. I haven't.
That shit is trash, dude.
But it's not the best.
I've always been of the mind that like most relationships that you will get from Tinder or anything like that are never going to work. Like most chemistry you have to build like over a long time span, right?
Exactly.
Like you can't just fucking have a couple of dates and be like, wow, like we hit it off, and then you move in together and you realize, oh, this person has a really bad side to them.
Yeah.
Like
I literally say that all the time. And I mean, shoot, I have an example of someone that I knew where they would be like, "Yeah, I'm on Tinder. This guy seems like a good guy." And she tried to go on a date with a military guy who's in the infantry, and I said, "You don't want to do that. Here's why." And I told her this, and I was like, "Hey, here's the reasons right here. It's not for the best." And she's just like, "Well, maybe he's not like that." No, nigga, it is. Like,
especially military people. I'm
no,
sorry,
especially
they're all the
military.
same.
Yes, exactly. And I explained this. I was like, look, just because the fact that you hear people or you see a couple pictures in a bio that they potentially didn't even write themselves doesn't mean that that's like a set thing.
Yeah.
You picked the maybe lucky. Maybe she got the one out of the choice of many that may not get fucked.
But
Fuck
you
it
know
up.
how hard that is? Because you
Yeah,
always have
I'm
to
not
think
saying it's
like,
impossible either.
no, it's
Like
not
it happens,
impossible.
but it's
Yeah.
just so rare. Like most of the people that you're gonna meet on there are gonna scam you, or
No,
it's
I'm
literally
I'm,
just
I'm being sarcastic, man. That shit doesn't work.
sex.
My sarcasm
I thought
does,
you had an example.
my
You're like, yeah.
sarcasm doesn't translate well over the mic, but yeah, I was a serious.
I thought you were saying that I thought you were saying that your sister had it work for her. I was like, oh, that's
No.
different. But it's one of those rare things that it hardly happens, and it's very difficult. Widdy, you're right. You all of a sudden you have this person move in, and you're like, you know what, this guy's good, but he has a weird fetish of food, or he likes to wear it. Don't know how I feel about that. I don't know.
That's what you guys got to. That's what you got to do a test living, where like y'all have a mutual apartment that you're paying for, and go live over there for every week. See how that shit works out. All right, let me get some water.
Yeah, what sucks too is that if you start too early though, like I think me and Alyssa started dating when I was like 18. I wasn't a full person back then, you know.
Right.
Neither was she. She wasn't medicated. She had, a bunch of stuff that she wasn't diagnosed for, and neither was I. And it's like, you never know what's going to fucking happen, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
And you
people grow apart too. That's another thing.
Yeah, you can't just like assume that a relationship is just gonna fucking work out, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that should happen to me, because there's this one person that we'd have like phone calls and stuff like that. We only had like 2 phone calls because we were like not really old classmates. We had the same class together like a couple years ago, and I was thinking like, okay, this stuff is cool. This stuff is cool right here. Well, we're talking and hanging out because you're in like Bellingham, and um I was like thinking, okay, maybe this would be like a friendship at least. But stuff happens, and it just falls apart. Can't be mad at the person. I mean, I was mad at the time because I was like, man, I actually kind of thought like higher of you, but
yeah. But I mean, at that point too, like you put in effort. Like that's a however long of time that you had with them is now just kind of like
that's why
wasted.
it's important to gauge your investment on a person, because I think while there are some bad people on like the women's side, guys need to understand too, and I think it's a good majority, that you don't need to take in a Cheesecake Factory on the first date and try to
you
ruin
really
the shit
don't.
like that.
Yeah, you really don't.
Because,
and we talked about this where
we did talk about it.
Where women will be like, yeah, he's just not putting enough effort, bro.
What basic movie or popcorn still work, man. That's a classic.
Yeah, or just a cup of coffee, like at a shop somewhere. Like
where you can sit down and actually have a conversation, just to gauge like the water and shit and see how that shit goes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
I would say coffee works better too, because
coffee is a go-to. Like any place that's like a drink, either a bar or a Jamba Juice, something like that. Because I've on like Clubhouse.
So you actually do have a conversation.
Yeah, on Clubhouse, and I would like go into like relationship stuff just to hear people yell at each other. They would talk about how like it's either Jamba Juice or the bar. If you don't, it just depends on the sort of scene that you want to be in. But there's some people that are like, oh, those people aren't taking enough initiative to woo me, but it's like, are you going there for the money, or are you actually just trying to get to know the person?
Yeah, try to make a human connection, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
But guys need to understand that if she's not showing you attention, your next course of action should not be trying to one up what you just did. Don't do that. If she's not for you, or if she's ignoring you or not being communicative, drop her.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's not even that either. Like you can like go out on dates, but it shouldn't just be dates all the time, right? Like
just hanging out. You know,
some people don't even get that far though. Like that's the thing about dating.
Well, it's not even like hanging out. Like you need to be talking like a lot, like through messages, through text,
it's like that shit's kind of changed a little bit, because it's like some people would FaceTime, and then like that's it. Like it's literally one of those things. You remember out in high school when people would go to homecoming once, and next thing you know they're fucking. That's literally how how it is to this day. Where it's like, if you all start hanging out and you hang out once or twice, it is somehow implied that y'all are either on the verge of starting something or whatever. It's not like how it used to be, where it's like y'all can hang out and be cool and stuff, because people don't, for some reason, do not like to verbalize things at all. Everything is implied, and it doesn't help our case at all.
No,
but yeah,
because that shit gets confusing really quickly.
Yeah, you expect you to be fucking Charles Xavier, like nigga, talk shit out, bro. Like
shit, like no, like let me know, bro. Like seriously, I mean, nah, just fucking let me know, bro. Like,
yeah, no, communication's like the biggest thing.
But we suck at it so much just because of the fact that we're afraid to talk to people in person. We're not a very confrontational people, except for online, because
it got that little fucking internet shield barrier.
The digital world protects us. Back in the day, it didn't even matter, because you could talk shit and get popped on your doorstep.
Real talk. Seriously.
Get your face clocked in.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. It's a long season 2 right here. We're looking at 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Oh shit! Okay, so, pretty good.
Yeah, you guys got any closing thoughts?
Not really, man. I mean, I was gonna talk about the story, but honestly, I guess I could condense it down. I'm just gonna say it like this: my cat freaked out on the way to the airport. My phone got stolen. And I had to change the flight. Got here to Washington safely, though. My mom and me, she's helping me get settled in. She leaves this Sunday. Yeah, the place I'm staying at is cool. There is some little hiccups I won't care to get into, but on a good note, I'm just happy to be back out in Washington. And yeah, man, I can't wait to get things rolling and be happy and shit like that. So that's for me.
Sure. What about you, Widdy?
All I have to say is get vaccinated and watch Sonny Boy, an anime that came out this season. It's criminally underrated. It's amazing. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not just a brain dead show. You have to kind of pay attention to everything, but it's so good. It's one of the best. It's probably the best show that I've watched this whole year so far.
I can tell by the way they're drawing. This shit's complex as fuck. Like, the way their fucking eyes are shaped. Yeah, these niggas go through. They go through it.
But it's it's the best show that I've seen this whole entire year. It's criminally underrated. Not a lot of people know about it to begin with, but yeah, that's about it.
All right, I'll see you on Sector 5 next time we catch you.
They're pulling me out. Oh god. Oh god, guys.
They already got him on deployment. But yeah. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna ask Izzy, what about you?
Yeah.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Always wash your hands and look both ways when you cross the street.
Damn, someone get hit by a car in your neighborhood? Like,
you don't want to get run up. You don't want to get run over by a car and your hands are dirty.
Premonition.
Bro, your shit's dirty when you get run over by the car. Like, it's not just mud that's on you.
Not looking both ways, get hit by a car.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
That shit's crazy.
Can't go wrong by looking both ways before you cross the street, bro.
Yeah. Well,
that is also for life too. It's not only for car analogies. But both ways before you jump into shit.
Yes, sir.
For sure. I'll go ahead and do the closing. This is episode 1 of season 2 for the Kai Beam podcast. Stick around for the next one. We are still doing the weekly stuff, right?
Sir.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. Yeah, this has been episode 1. Catch y'all later.